Hello everyone, welcome to BizCast, the show where we dive into the stories of entrepreneurs. Today we have with us eight-figure Airbnb host Mr. Sayeed Lateef with us. It's an honor having him here with us, and he's going to be sharing his story with us and how he was able to build an Airbnb empire. So Mr. Sayeed, please tell us about your journey and what got you into the Airbnb journey and how were you able to scale it so big?
Yeah, sure. First of all, thank you for having me over here. I'm excited to be here and see you in person. You recently helped me establish my business entity here in Dubai. So I wanted to see you guys in person and see your operation and maybe help other people who are looking to start this business in Dubai as well. But taking it back, I've been in the business, Airbnb business in the United States for about 7 years now. And I started back in 2017. I was working a corporate job, but I wasn't happy with the money I was making and I wanted more. You know, I wanted nice things, right? Nice things in life. I wanted vacations, luxury cars. I wanted the nice stuff in life. And I noticed that the people in my upper level management did not have that. So I said, what is the best way to make that? So I learned that through real estate, you could do that. So I ended up buying my first property back in 2017. I lived in one of the units and rented out the other 4 units in the building. After I moved from that property, it was already furnished. So I said, hey, let me try Airbnb in this property. And I did. And it was making double the rent that I was supposed to make from a long-term tenant. Okay. A couple months later, it ended up making triple the rent. So I said, hey, like this is an opportunity right here. I need to quit my job and I need to go in all full in on Airbnb. So I quit my job. At the same time, I was making all the other units in my building, Airbnb. And every single unit that I put on was making 3 times rent during the summer. So this is like, I'm like, this is it. This is what's gonna make me get that financial freedom.
So that's really amazing. So how were you able to scale it from 4 units to 300 plus units in a short span of 5 years?
So it's been an up and down thing. I have touched over 600 units so far. Okay. So I have decreased 300 units over the time. So 300 is where I'm at today. But I wanted more units, but I ran out of money. So I said, how can I get more units? There was 2 options. The management route, where somebody already has a property and they already have it furnished, and I'm providing a service. I collected 20% of the revenue, they kept 80%, and that's what I was doing. But I quickly realized that's not the model that I liked. It was a lot of micromanaging from the owner, and they were just never happy with my service. So there was another option that I kind of fell upon. It's called subleasing, or in some countries it's called Airbnb arbitrage. So what it means is going to a landlord who has a bunch of apartments, empty apartments, and asking them, can I rent your unit for $2,000 a month, but allow me to run my business in your empty apartment. Allow me to furnish it, allow me to put it on Airbnb, and collect the premium on top of whatever I pay you. And fortunately, I found one landlord that had maybe 1,500 units in Chicago, and he had maybe 100 units vacant at any given time. So after convincing him, he gave me 2 units. Then 4 months later, I asked for 2 more units, and then I kept on asking for more units with this one landlord. And all of a sudden, after like 6 months, I had 35 units with him.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And that's how you were able to scale your business from 4 units to over 300 plus units at this point.
Right. So then it was, okay, I needed more landlords that will allow me to do something like this. But now, because I've established myself with one landlord, then the second landlord, it was much easier to convince them to allow me to do it because everyone knows each other, right? Yeah. So I went to the next landlord, and then I did the same thing. Can I have 2 units to lease? He had hundreds of units vacant, so it was nothing to him. Take these 2 units. Just don't cause me any problems, right? Don't cause parties. Don't cause issues. Don't cause tenants to be upset with him of having Airbnb in his buildings. And then with that landlord, I scaled up 10, 15, 20, 40, 50, 100, you know. Okay. And then I went to the next landlord, same thing. Then I scaled up with him, 5, 10, and that's it. So continuously, every landlord would give me a chunk of their units. And that's why I scaled quickly to, you know, a substantial amount of units. But there was a time where I lost significant amount of my business, and it was during COVID.
It hit everyone really bad.
Yeah, COVID was the worst thing that could ever happen to our industry. And it was back in 2020 where I was already taking huge losses for my slow season. My slow season is wintertime. And then I was scaling at the same time. So I was opening up credit cards, taking private loans. I was adding, I had 120 units. I added 60 units during that winter time. And all of a sudden March was coming. I was like, okay, I have no cash in my bank account, but I'm going into my busy season, right? I'm going to start making money again. Then March 15th came and boom, it hit me like, a knockout punch. It was flights stopped, Airbnb refunded all the guests, and I owed rent to the landlords at the end of the month of $400,000, and I had no cash in my bank account. So it was tough. I thought my business is done. I'm out of business. But fortunately, I was able to renegotiate with the landlords, and I come up with some options. Some of the options were allow me to terminate the lease and walk out of the unit, and I don't owe you anymore, and I'll just pick up my stuff. So at first they were like saying, no way, I'm gonna sue you until you have nothing. But eventually they ended up saying, okay, they started seeing how bad COVID was gonna be, and they didn't want to touch me. They didn't want somebody that was staying in their unit that was not paying them. So from like I had 180 units, and then I reduced to 90. And those 90 units that I would kept, the landlord said you could share the revenue with us until we figure out what we want to do with you. So that's what kind of kept me in business. Wow. Yeah. So, but then from the 2020, because I was able to renegotiate with landlords, I was able to continue to scale up during COVID. COVID wasn't that bad to me at that time, versus like some other companies went bankrupt. So because there was an opportunity, I started scaling up again, and now back to 300.
And now you're back to the 300.
Yeah. So it's a story. It's up and down. Yeah. It's a roller coaster. It's not just straight shot to 300. It's not easy like that.
It's not. Having your own business is something which is not easy. You're not always looking at the top, but it's always a mix of ups and downs, and that's how you go at the top.
Right. It's like almost every month I have this one crazy email, crazy message, and I always feel like that's the last thing of where my business is like it's gonna go under, But I always have to figure out the solution to that problem, and continue on until the next problem.
So how big is your team?
So I have 75 resources right now.
Okay.
35 are based out of the Philippines.
Okay.
And then 35 people are like in the US.
Okay.
The people in the US are just laborers, so like cleaners, runners, handyman, movers, people like that. No like high level people. The operation I have in Philippines is where all my admin work is, where I have my operations, so all the guest communication with all the people checking into all my Airbnbs. I have the people handling my cleaners, scheduling them, buying the supplies, like cleaning supplies, things like that, and sending them out to the units. And then I have my marketing there, where they're creating the listings on Airbnb and having nice pictures and putting captions and having a nice description on what the Airbnb is.
Which is something really important.
Yeah, which is very important. It's what brings in the bookings. I have my pricing team that prices it on a daily basis on what's the best dollar amount to get this place booked. I have my finance team doing like the back end work, like the financial reporting, the accounts payables, receivables, the forecasting. And I have IT to implement all the softwares, because it's a handful of softwares to run my business. So it's pretty big business in the Philippines that runs everything.
Okay. What do you think would be the most important quality or the most important lesson that you have learned from 2017 to 2024 now?
So for somebody new trying to join the business, it's learning, which is huge, learning about what you have to do, which is easy and free, where you could go on Instagram, you could follow the people that are in the industry that are posting free content. There's a lot of YouTube out there, forums, there's a lot of ways to learn. But after you do learn, you gotta take action. So a lot of people just spend a lot of time learning and learning and learning, and they're too scared to take action. They see, oh, it's challenging, it's hard, people have failed at it. But that's the thing that keeps somebody from being successful and not successful, right?
Until unless you don't go on the field and do your work, you're not gonna know what are the challenges that are gonna.
Exactly, it's never gonna be easy. But if you do take action and make it happen, you'll make it happen.
Definitely.
So that's my biggest thing.
Definitely. All right. So another question which I have for you is, since now you are here in Dubai, what really pushed you to move to Dubai and start your business in Dubai?
Okay, so it was 2 months ago. All I saw on Instagram was Dubai, 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 best place on earth. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And you know, I thought it was all hype, you know.
Yeah.
But until I came here and I really fell in love. Like I felt the energy here. The views were amazing. I met a lot of people. They were all driven, ambitious, ready to make money. It's like a playground for entrepreneurs, you know. It's like where entrepreneurs can come and play because it's all where money is flowing. It's all millionaires are coming in Dubai. So I wanted to be part of that. After I visited, I felt I want to be part of something like this, right? So my thing is like, I can't just come here for vacation. I don't like that. I don't like sitting on a beach and doing nothing. I need to be doing business. It's a game to me, right? So I was like, okay, I need to start business here. So how do I get Airbnbs here? And then so I started learning and taking the steps, and I'm starting to learn that how to create a business entity, how to get a visa, how to get a Emirates ID, and I did not want to take on that responsibility for myself. For one, it takes time to learn, and I didn't want to learn all that, right? So I wanted to hire somebody that can do it all for me. Especially I wasn't over here, you know, I was back in the US, so I wanted somebody to take action for me and hold me accountable to make it happen. So I started researching companies out there like who can do this for me, and everyone knows somebody, and they were sending me WhatsApp contacts and stuff, and then I was messaging them, but I didn't feel comfortable. Like I don't like doing business with somebody that just has a WhatsApp number, you know. I needed somebody that has a online presence, like it has social media where I could see the operation going on,
which is something really important.
Reviews and all that, and I'm okay to pay premium for that because I know I won't be in a situation where I get screwed over. So that's where I was able to find you guys, and you know, it's been a good process, you know, and it is a process. It is step by step, and if I didn't have somebody guiding me and telling me you need to get this done, I would not be able to be where I'm at today right now.
I'm glad that we could be part of your journey and help you out, and it's an honor. It's an honor helping you out.
Like even walking through your office today, like I didn't know what I was gonna walk myself into, and then like right when you walk in, it's a nice sign at the front. You walk in, a nice reception. You see people moving around from on your sales team, like making business happen. I like the energy, you know, I like that in the room. Then you took me out to the next floor in the operations team. I saw the operations marketing, and that means that you guys are doing big business. A lot of clients are coming and establishing businesses, and that's something that I did not know when I was messaging you at first. You know, I was like, okay, who are these people? You know, I always question everybody right away, but then like when I saw it in person, I was like, whoa, like okay, I'm happy I ended up choosing you guys, you know.
Yeah. So how did you, I want to know, so how did you really end up choosing me or trusting Shuraa as to be one of your partners?
Yeah, so what had happened was at first I just put it on social media. Does anybody know anybody, right?
Yeah.
And then boom, you get hit with everybody knows somebody, right? So I got a bunch of WhatsApp numbers. But I really considered a good friend of mine, his name is Radet. He used you guys, and I was like, okay, fine. If Radet used them, I trust them. And then I went online. I saw you guys had like, you know, reviews, which was huge to me. Reviews, so you hold yourself accountable for doing the right thing. So I'm like, okay, I got the invoice, the breakdown, and okay, yeah, there is a fee associated with it. And I was like, okay, is this the right dollar amount? And after considering all like the circumstances I was in, I didn't want to save money to not do the right thing. Like I didn't know what I was actually getting myself into. So I'm like, I'd rather pay you guys to do it for me. Yeah. So that's kind of why. And even like our initial sales call with you, it was good. You know, it was, you explained to me exactly the process. It showed that you're an expert in the industry. And for me, like that's the initial conversation. If somebody shows me that they know what they're talking about, it makes me feel more comfortable, you know?
100%. It's very important to, when you are setting up your own business, it is really important to have someone who has the right knowledge and who will guide you through the entire process, and at the end of the day make you feel comfortable.
Right, what you guys did, exactly. Like it's been a process. Like every other day is I get the next step to do, and then I always get an email saying this got approved, that got approved. So I saw it being in action, working at it, you know. So I'm happy I chose you guys to get that done, because I'm telling you, I I would delay so much between each step if I didn't have somebody forcing me to do it. So, I mean, I'm happy.
I'm glad. I'm glad. Thank you so much. So, other than your business and other than us helping you out, I have seen that you are very much into exotic cars and into giving back to the community. So how does that work for you?
So when I never had money, I always wanted exotic cars. So I always wanted cars. That was my thing. And right when I got money, like in the last few years, I was like, okay, let's make this happen. So I ended up getting like Lamborghinis, Rolls Royce, and Acura NSX, and Ferraris and McLarens. I've had them all now.
Yeah.
So in 3 years, things go by fast, you know. But you know, they're good financial decisions in the sense that like some of the cars I bought and I sold, they made money, you know. So it's almost like the more money you have is the more money you make. Like these cars are not losing money, so it makes me feel more comfortable buying them and being okay to have these. So yeah, my thing is exotic cars. And then like everyone says when you come to Dubai, it's like, oh, did you get excited by the cars? Like, and I say, you know, I have those in my garage. It's okay. It's nice to see, but you know, it's okay. You know, so. But I do like the energy here. I do like Dubai. But yeah, I have some nice cars at home. And then charity too. Like, you know, when I didn't have much, I gave. So when you're able to make some, you're able to give more, right? So, and I believe that, like, you know, if you every win you get, you want to give back to sadaqah. You know, like you want to make sure that like you give back to charity and stuff. So there are some programs and charities I partner up with, and we built some like water wells in Pakistan, and yeah, done other things. So it's been good.
That's amazing. That's amazing. All right, we are really happy to have you over here, and I believe that our services have made you happy as well.
Yes.
And it was a pleasure having you on our show, and we're looking forward to doing more business with you.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.